Browns fans, I would be lying to you if I said, are you pumped up after that win like it was the first quarter of Ohio State, Michigan State? But this is not college football. This is the NFL where you don't need style points. A win is a win. There's no playoff committee. The playoff standings don't care how you got it. So if you're pumped up after that win because in the NFL you take them any way you can get them, then go ahead and like this video while the intro video rolls. Browns knock off the Lions. It's a good day for the state of Ohio. Good weekend altogether. The Battle of Toledo raged on, and this time, once again, it was Ohio getting the best of Michigan. Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report. I'm your host, Matthew Peterson. The Browns 13, Lions 10. But that's a Lions team that has not won a game this year and sure made things interesting after going down 13-0 at half. Maybe you thought as Cleveland looked better in the second quarter than the first quarter. Okay, now it's time to get the style points. Let's pile it on, and let's see the Browns win this game something like 28-3. That seemed very attainable at the moment. No, complete opposite result pretty much just happened. Instead, the Lions were the Lions. They are a frisky team, a team that does not give up easily, and they will fight and claw their way to every point they can get late in the game. And Baker Mayfield, he just continues to give us plenty of content to talk about. Baker, I've been one of your bigger defenders. I think everyone, it's like a civil war all over again. Families are split on this, and I've been in the camp of, I like Baker as a Browns future franchise quarterback. Has he been worthy of a number one overall pick? No, but I don't think that just because that's not true, he can't be a number one quarterback for Cleveland for years to come. But the injuries are getting to a point now where it's wondering, hey, appreciate the toughness, but we also need someone who can play quarterback to be on the field. And if you can't play, that sucks. That's fine. But it's a very expensive backup in Case Keenum right behind you. Let's see what he can do because he hasn't been awful when he's been out there. In fact, he's been pretty above average for as far as backups go. So we're going to talk about Baker a little bit more. But first, what is your one-word reaction to this Browns win? Kind of a win. I mean, yes, you chalk it up as a win, 13-10, but no one in that locker room is celebrating. Maybe there's one guy who's got champagne. He's looking around like, oh, we're not. Okay, never mind. Didn't read the room. But this is not a fun win for the Browns. My one word, Gus. Gus Johnson was there, and you didn't give him anything to do Gus Johnson-worthy moments. Just pitiful, disrespectful, rude to Fox Sports. They don't send Gus places that they don't expect Gus to be Gus. And DeAndre Swift was the only one that gave Gus a reason to inflect anything in his voice all Sunday long. Sure, it was rainy, it was cold, it was miserable. But Gus Johnson, when you can't give him anything to scream about, that's a bad day. That's a stat, honestly. There should be Gus Johnson stats. How often did he get excited for you guys? And if his tail never wagged, that's a bad day for your team. But look at the Week 11 stats now between the Browns and the Lions. And again, this is a winless Lions team on a backup quarterback. I'm not going to hit him too hard. 5 for 13 on third down. They showed the graphic during the game. The Browns 22nd in the NFL. Kind of made me wonder, you can't be top half in every single stat. If your bottom is 22nd, so be it. But altogether for the Browns compared to the Lions, just an ugly day. I felt bad for people that spent money to go to this game. You never miss out on an NFL game when you're given the chance, but it was cold, it was rainy, and there's a difference between like brown weather, like Browns weather and football weather compared to just ugly mush, and that was ugly mush. And Baker Mayfield did not have a good day at the office. Probably wish he could have had a rain check because 176 yards, nice touchdown pass to Nick Chubb, but 2 god-awful interceptions. 2 interceptions where you look like, are you a rookie quarterback that's a project and this is preseason? Because what were you looking at / how did you miss that throw so badly? There are 2 kinds of interceptions in my books. One, you have the just missed the throw. Good decision, missed the throw. And then there's bad decision. And he checked both boxes. Both boxes are kind of equal in weight, but the last thing you want to do is to check both boxes. Because if you're bad in one box, you can fix that. We can go, all right, let's work on your accuracy. I like where your decision-making process is, but we need to, tighten some screws here. If you have a great arm but bad decision-making, okay, let's watch some more film. But if you're bad in both, that's tough to overcome. And I'm not saying he's done or anything like that, but I do think the injuries are playing a factor to the point where if you're head coach Kevin Stefanski, you got to step in. You have to intervene and start, nuts down on the table, figuring out a better way to get this offense up and down the field, because clearly an injured Baker can't do it. So trotting him out there to run it on first down and second down and hope that you've made it now third and short and you can run it 3 straight plays because Baker simply cannot perform the position of a quarterback is going to work against a winless Lions team. Not against the Ravens, who you play back-to-back times, who, by the way, were, of course, the Baltimore Ravens have found a way to win on the road with the backup quarterback down in the fourth quarter. Have you heard that story before? But John Harbaugh finds a way time and time again. So now I'm wondering, is it Case Keenum time? Because Keenum was warming up at one point to the thought of the tune of, why not? Can it be worse? Most likely not. I struggle to find a way to believe Case Keenum is going to be worse than Baker Mayfield with the way Mayfield is playing. Healthy Mayfield, different, not a conversation, not a question, but we don't have a healthy Mayfield. But I do need you to pick a quarterback for me. Who you got? Baker Mayfield, current Baker Mayfield, not a healthy one, but the one that the Browns have to work with at the moment, or Case Keenum? Type BM for Mayfield or type CK for Keenum. The Baker Mayfield injury news is kind of getting to a point now where it's like a reality show, and every single cliffhanger episode ends with "to be continued," because we never get a better definitive idea of if he's getting better, if his health is improving, his knee, his foot, his shoulder, week in and week out, or is it just getting slowly, progressively worse to the point that he's just going to be decaying by the end of the season? I mean, I sound like a geologist here, but that's what it looks like at times, trying to dissect what Baker Mayfield / the Case Keenum, not saga, but just head scratcher that Kevin Stefanski simply has to be an NFL coach, step up, and make a decision and stand by it. Now, let's wait and see how Baker looks during the week of practice / we already know what he's going to look like anyway when he's on the field and injured. It's not pretty. Pick one and roll with it, because at this stage in the game, maybe it's time to give Case Keenum some practice reps so he can be ready for the Ravens next week. You get a bye, and then maybe get Baker back after 2 weeks off. But what's also coming up is not just the Ravens game, it's the holiday season. So give your loved one a quarter zip. That's right. Here at Chat Sports, we have a great deal with you with our friends over at Fanatics. You're going to get 20% off this quarter zip, and all you got to do is hit that link at the bottom of your screen, chatsports.com/BrownsZip. I got it in the comments of this video, in the description as well. Comes in 3 different colors, variety of sizes. Be the hero this holiday season when you give your favorite Browns fan a quarter zip thanks to Fanatics, and 20% off with that link at the bottom of the screen. Nick Chubb at least looked like the old Nick Chubb we all love he is, because he has missed a handful of games this year and is still top 5 in rushing, and added on to it today. 22 carries for $130 and a receiving touchdown on top of it. No Kareem Hunt, no problem. Nick Chubb showing, all right, I can hold my own in the passing game as well. And this game really came down to the Browns defense and Nick Chubb dragging Baker Mayfield to a win, because if they needed Baker to step up and make a huge play to get them into field goal range or get him a touchdown at the end of the game, that wasn't happening. Luckily, Nick Chubb can run his way to a first down to just let his team exhale, and we'll figure it out, put a pin in this. Oh, and the only thing we have to worry about is the Ravens next week. That shouldn't be a problem. But what we can give you guys here is instant reactions and post-game shows right after the game ends. So subscribe today if you have not already. If you're new to the channel, join the channel, hit that big red button, and stay in the know all season long. We're already halfway through the year. Don't be the schmuck that finds out after the season's over and missed out on great Browns content all year long. Subscribe right now if you have not already. Jarvis Landry was pretty vocal this week in practice, asking for more touches, and it looks like Kevin Stefanski had his Mickey Mouse ears on, because he heard them loud and clear. 8 targets. It was a point of emphasis in the first drive. That interception was because Baker was trying to force-feed Landry. Got 4 receptions all together with that rushing touchdown, 42 yards from scrimmage and a touchdown. So Landry, who also banged up his knee once again, what's new for the Browns down the stretch in the game, had a good day at the office. All things considered, with where he's at health-wise, which is probably nowhere near 100%. But I'm glad to see that Landry said, hey, I'd like to get the ball a little bit more. Stefanski's like, oh, yeah, I forgot we have you on the roster. Let's do that. Before we wrap up the video, let's check out the AFC North standings. Ravens Ravens should not be 7-3. They should not. They shouldn't be even 6-4. More like a 5-5 team. The Bears should have beat them today, so that makes them 6-4. And the Colts should have hung on to win. That makes them 5-5. The other comebacks, sure, no problem. All hunky dory. We can live with those. That's the NFL. That's the Ravens. But twice they have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, and now the Browns sitting at 6-5. Find themselves at third in the standings, still waiting on the Steelers and the Bengals results, but that's where it stands right now as we record this video. Now we go on to the AFC playoff picture as a whole, and my biggest takeaway right here, quickly, the Bills are no longer running away with the AFC East. Look who's back. The old bad Patriots, 7-4, have found themselves at the number 3 seed. We're still in the middle of the afternoon games as we record this, so we don't have the Chiefs result. Waiting on Sunday Night Football. But you can see Cleveland right now behind Indy at 6-5. The Raiders and the Bengals are playing each other, so hopefully there's no tie, but we'll have one team ahead of the other after that result. But what I'm getting at, though, is you see the Browns, look at the Chargers, 5-4, or the Steelers. One team's going to lose. God forbid there's another tie. But the Browns are very much in this still. But I want to let you guys in on the conversation. Will the Browns make the playoffs? I've asked this question before. We get more results in. We start to get a fuller puzzle. Y for yes, N for no. I'm still going to stand by the yes column because you still control a lot of your destiny. You get to play the Ravens twice. It's all right in front of you, and I have faith in this Browns team. It's not like it's a Browns team that needs a lot of help. They still very much control their own destiny, and when that's the case, I'm not going to bet against them because I've seen what they can do, like down the stretch last year, and hopefully can see that again down the stretch this year. If you have not already, follow me on Twitter. I'm always tweeting about the Browns during Sunday, always putting some hot takes out there. So follow me today. That way you can add another good Browns media-ish personnel. I don't know if I call myself Browns media. Knocking on the door of that. I don't think I'm getting invited to Stefanski press conference anytime soon. But follow me on Twitter, always talking Brownies, at Matthew Petey.